Nice. That is.
Is it crack a beer?
That is good. It shouldn't be that colour though, right? That's so weird.
Oh, MFG.
It doesn't. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't taste how it looks.
So it's like pop. I mean, you drink it like
Krabby's ginger beer.
So I wanted to know about the Side-by-Side project and what was the best bit about it for you, and what did you get the most out of from it?
Well, performing at the Wigmore Hall, for starters, was a huge thing, but also the different working environments throughout the whole process, because, you know, starting off rehearsing was just us from the Guildhall, getting together, giving it our best shot, and then you came along to rehearsals and there was a new element to the whole thing with being coached by you, and that was great, watching the pianists work as well, just seeing what they do with you and giving us a whole new insight.
What's it like for you working on a piece when you know the composer's in the room, and you know the composers, we've just done a take of the Danny Boy.
Yeah,
what's it like knowing that he's sitting there, and does that feel pressured for you? Or?
It's interesting because they can tell you, well, they have the choice. They can either tell you exactly what they intended when they were creating this piece, or they can kind of sit back. I mean, Stephen was so relaxed and kind of enjoyed watching us bring it to life and sort of rolled with how it went. And I've just done a Judith Bingham premiere as well, and she was there for the whole rehearsal process. And again, she had a full orchestra to play with, and she kind of looked at it and was like, oh, that wasn't quite what I intended, but actually that's really great, and you roll with it. And it is pressured in a way, because you hope that you can do it justice with what they had in their head, but I think it's interesting being part of that creative process.
I mean, I found working with composers, I don't know if you guys found this as well, that they would actually be much more adaptable than we give them credit for. I think a lot of the time, when you're doing a piece, you can kind of think, well, I've got to do it exactly as it is on the score, but certainly with Stephen and the composers we've worked with, we were able to say, well, this doesn't quite fit for us, and we're finding this very difficult. And he would just, without any, without even thinking about it, just go, well, just change it to this.
Yeah.
And that was, it just made me think about when I'm doing some Beethoven, doing some Schubert, that it's, maybe they would have been the same. Maybe they wouldn't, I don't know. But
no, you never know, do you? But all these guys were practical musicians, and you can't imagine that they all rewrote things to some extent. You think of all those things that Bach readapted for different people and different forces and changed it accordingly. I can't imagine. Most composers that you see tend to be really flexible and just want things to be easy for the performer.
Yeah, so what did you get from the project that you couldn't get from, like a normal coaching session? I mean, just from the actual act of performing at somewhere like Wigmore Hall, what did you... what did it teach you?
Walking through that curved door where I'd seen, tons of my personal idols walk out onto that stage.
Which means me, I think. Hang on, why are you laughing?
It's a totally different kind of pressure, and but I think the whole process, the atmosphere of walking into a room and just being switched on, ready to accept all this new information. Yes, you do that in coachings, but there's a sort of a security blanket with the whole time thing. Basically, you're learning. Whereas with a professional project, you're suddenly up a notch where you're not learning necessarily. You are, but you're there to do a job as well, and there's just that little bit more pressure. And actually, it's quite enjoyable when you finally get there and you kind of realise that this is your moment. So
I find that there's a picture of Andras Schiff as you go. He's right by the stage.
Yeah, he's
the
really
entrance to the stage door, and on this photo, he's giving a look as if to say, "No, don't you mess this up." I always just have
that auditorium where I've sat, however many times as a young student, but also before that I started going there when I was still at school, and to be the one walking out. I mean, you don't know that that's ever going to happen.
How different does it feel being on stage than being in the audience? Because I always feel, when I'm in the audience there, watching people on stage, the way it looks like it feels for them is not actually how it feels for me when I'm up there, if you know what I mean.
It's very intimate in the space. You're kind of aware that it does feel a bit like singing in a very large living room. It's quite, because it's got that really comforting atmosphere, but at the same time, you know, it's the Wigmore Hall, so it is a strange dynamic to.
It's very like my living room, actually. How about yours?
Not as big as it, but
No, it's a little bit pokey.
5,000 seats.